Too long? Oh, okay. What's up, man? What's going on, everybody in the chat? Appreciate y'all coming through, checking out the show. I didn't do my usual intro today. I was over here doing something on my computer. I actually didn't even know I didn't have it on. I'm just I'm glad I didn't start picking out my nose or something. But if you know over here and you like the content, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate it.
Hit the like button and subscribe.
Also, let me see. I haven't done this in a little bit. Just to see if anybody want to come up here. I'll put the link down in the chat. I wish I could pin it from right here. That's crazy. I wish I could pin it. I'm gonna pin it. I gotta go over here and do it. If you want to come on here and talk about it, because the topic that we talking about is just like I've been saying. Is Ben Crump was gonna get sued at some point. Somebody was gonna start to sue him. Now you got a defamation suit, and you also have a cease and desist put forward by what's this guy's name? The family of Bart Edmiston Jr., one of Nolan Wells' friends. So just like I said, at some point, Ben Crump was gonna dig himself into so much of a hole that he ain't gonna be able to get out of it. And I knew this was coming because it's just like, how much can you go around slandering people with no evidence, having press conferences, going on TV shows, spreading things on your own social media platform that you eventually take down, reposts that you unrepost, shares that you unshare, things that have been debunked and you don't even apologize for it. You don't even say, well, I was wrong. You don't say anything. You just let it go. But now this tape is out. Now you back at another press conference, and this is going to be fully investigated. It screams grift. It screams defamation. It screams framing. Because we know we're the first ones to say that we're being framed or somebody is making up evidence against us. And we don't want to be treated that way, but yet people like Ben Crump are more than willing to go out here and slander your name or make you look like an evil, vile individual and that you're definitely not. He'll put murder on you. He'll put cover up on you, framing, hiding bodies. Oh, you're white. Oh, your mom is a judge. Oh, you definitely did it. When those types of things definitely don't fly when it comes to us. Oh, he had his pants sagging. Oh, he had, a do-rag on. Oh, he definitely shot him. He looks like a gangster. He definitely killed him. So now, you have this. See if I can make it bigger. Make sure it's big over here. This is from the New York Post. The dad of Nolan Wells' best friend slams family lawyer Ben Crump for financially exploiting teens' death, turning it into a political circus. Says the dad of Nolan Wells' self-described best friend slammed the attorney representing the teen's family for allegedly using the tragedy for political and financial gain. I'm gonna skip down some. Says now the dad of Warren Hudson, a 19-year-old who previously told the Post he considered Wells his best friend and was with him on the island the day he went missing, is speaking out for the first time in an exclusive interview with the Post. He says, in my opinion, truth is not Ben Crump's concern. He is exploiting the situation and raising money. Ben Hudson, 56, an addiction medicine physician and father of 6, said of the famed civil rights attorney representing Wells' family. Said, I think this is financially exploiting this entire tragedy and making it a much bigger tragedy at the expense of my family and our community and the Wells family. Hudson revealed that his family intends to sue Crump for defamation and slander over comments he has made since Wells' death. He says, in my opinion, Ben Crump has slandered and falsely accused my son and his friends of murder, and he's pursued what's an obvious false narrative, he said. I think he can expect lawsuits not just from my family, but from a number of other families who, in my opinion, he's defamed. See, I think this could be the downfall of Ben Crump. What's up, Scott? This right here could be the downfall of Ben Crump. This could end Ben Crump. This could end Ben Crump. Because if these lawsuits go through and they're all successful, ain't gonna be no more Ben Crump. It just ain't gonna be no more Ben Crump. And rightfully so. Because he is just constantly, every time he comes out representing someone, he automatically jumps to conclusions. And I'm not saying that every time he's came out and represented someone that he was wrong. I'm not saying that. But definitely in this case, it's egregious what he's doing. It's over the top. It's out of bounds. It's unwarranted. I mean, before the sheriff's office down there in Mississippi, any police force that is in charge of this case has said anything about it, Ben Crump has had speculation after speculation, press conference after press conference, repost, share, all of these things to make you believe one way. Then you have the other side with the Officer Tatum's and everybody else who is listening to his evidence. Ben Crump doesn't, you would think Ben Crump would at least be like, okay, I would like to talk to people like Officer Tatum because obviously he has some other information and I want to get to the bottom of this case and see what actually happened to Nolan Wells instead of me just speculating. So, if I'm wrong, then I can share what I have with Officer Tatum. He can share what he has with me and we can come to some conclusions or maybe we can talk or something. He hasn't done that. Even to the point where Ben Crump has turned down offers from the Cajun Navy, who wanted to bring out cadaver dogs to sniff for decomposition of this boat that they claim was washed and scrubbed after these boys allegedly did harm to Nolan Wells. He turned that down. Now you have this tape out that somebody enhanced, and the perception is, which is something I didn't hear, is people saying like, "Oh, Nolan's dead. He's dead," and just different little things that they were saying. Just to refresh your memory, let's play it. Let me go find it. It's funny now. It's like you can't even hardly find it now. Like it's literally. Oh, is this it? Okay, I think this is it.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankle.
See, you got them. Somebody putting these captions in here. Wake the F up. I'm like, sure, he's dead. I didn't hear that. Sure, he's dead. Is he dead? And then when you listen to people like not Ben Crump, but Officer Tatum's explanation of it, it makes sense because the bilge pump was dead, and they were like, "Well, is it dead?" They typed, "Is he dead? Is the bilge pump dead?" People are panicking in the background, but they're making it seem as if they're talking about Nolan in the background, which would be stupid for them to do over a recorded line. But I mean, I don't even want to play all of it because we already know that it's BS. Like, and which goes to what I'm saying. I actually went on X to find the video, and it was so far down that alone let me know it's not a factor anymore. But Ben Crump is back on that again, and he's gonna hold up. Let me go to it. Y'all ain't seen the new press conference. I mean, look how he gets something and his eyes just light up. He think he got something. Without doing any due diligence, he's having a press conference about it, and he's making it seem as if it's fact. But he's telling you in a press conference, they're going to do an investigation of the audio. But he's coming out as if, oh, yeah, we got him with this one. That's slander. You don't even know.
Goes with friends, celebrating 4th of July. All the friends come back. Nolan Wells tragically washes up on the shore 2 days later, dead. And so we know all the current events that have been happening. We are announcing that we have the audio from the officials, and we have retained and are consulting with some of the foremost audio engineering experts to review those audio tapes from the CETO call in its entirety. We also, and Attorney Hertz may go into greater detail on these matters, have consulted President Mariel with oceanic engineering experts to talk about how these facts are lining up. The fact that they say Nolan's body was found in the same location where they...
No, that's a fact. What's his name? Scott Rayburn. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. All right, we got the evidence. We back again. Yeah, that's what he sound like. Okay, we got him this time. Y'all ready for the evidence?
Say they left him at. And so we want to know, how is that possible with the oceanic tides? Yeah. We want the experts. I mean, you got low tides and high tides. It's not adding up. So we are going to dot.
Y'all heard the phrases? It's not adding up. It's not adding up. He's always implying that these friends did something to him. He did it at the beginning of this press conference, and he's done it at others. They even did it at the man's funeral. Al Sharpton, who just left the scene. You don't see Al Sharpton anymore. I want people to keep in mind that I keep saying this. You don't see Al Sharpton anymore. He just disappeared. You don't see Al Sharpton, but at the funeral, he said him and Tyler Perry both offered $50,000 apiece. Once again, implying that those boys did something to him. And they specifically said it. Bro. Ben Crump, he gonna get cooked with this one. It's so much evidence out there. They're gonna have those posts from his page that he unposted and unshared, unretweeted. They're gonna have that stuff in court. I'm pretty sure they already screenshotted all of that. If I was them, I definitely would have screenshotted it, screen cap record like on video. All of that. It's a reason he took it down.
Every I and cross every T until we find out what happened to Nolan Wells. Attorney Hurst will also go into a little more detail, and Attorney Park, about how we're trying to coordinate with Dr. Roger Mitchell, who conducted the independent autopsy of Nolan Wells, to be able to inspect his throat that was missing.
He's still saying
his body
that.
When he was flown to do the autopsy with Dr. Mitchell. Also, we are hopeful that they will discuss with Dr. Mitchell the photographs and observations made at the time when Nolan was first discovered, because Dr. Mitchell did not get an opportunity until July 10th to be.
He's saying that like the medical examiner doesn't get to look at him before anybody else. He's saying that like they should have immediately turned the body over to whoever Ben Crump wanted the autopsy done with, and that was the end of it. That's how he's saying that. I mean, I said I was going to come on here and just report on this, but every time I do, I get angry and infuriated at it. I get upset. Not only by his lies, but the way that he's leading people. That is pissing me off more than anything. The way that he's leading people, specifically my people, to believe things that aren't true. Because you know people are going to run around saying, you know, they didn't get the Ben Crump didn't get the body for such and such days, and because of this, and this was missing. Okay, why though? Did he tell you why? No. Like the framing of the things that he says, I hate it so much. I just listen to it again.
Made at the time when Nolan was first discovered, because Dr. Mitchell did not get an opportunity until July 10th to be able to examine his body. And at that time, we know the airways and the lungs had already been dissected and so forth. So we can't tell if there was the presence of water or not. That would suggest whether he drowned or not. And remember what Dr. Roger Mitchell said in his autopsy. President Mariel, he talked about the fact that to say he drowned does not draw the conclusions of what happened to Nolan Wells. He said it is equally important to know at what condition was Nolan Wells' body when he went into the water. Was he conscious or was he unconscious? Was he forced into the water or did he go unforced into the water? He said all of these things are very important. And so we're dotting I's and crossing T's.
He's lying. The report that Ben Crump showed about his autopsy, it clearly stated from the very beginning that it was undetermined. He didn't imply anything. He didn't say, well, we don't know if he was drowned before or if he was drowned after. We don't know if they slung him in the water or... None of that stuff was implied in that autopsy. That person who did that autopsy clearly put it first, undetermined. And he kept stating that because of the previous autopsy, he couldn't determine this. And because of the previous autopsy, he couldn't determine that. And because of the previous autopsy, as he dissected this part, he couldn't determine this. Then Ben Crump said, oh, his throat was missing. Then he misspoke, obviously. He said his neck was missing. We got the body without a neck. I'm just like, God, it's so frustrating listening to this dude. It just is.
Are focused on getting to the truth, and we stand for the truth. Me and everybody on my legal team stand for the truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates. We stand
Oh, now he want to do the CYA.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Now he want to do the CYA. Cover your own ass. I gotta hear that again.
On my legal team stand for the truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates.
CYA. CYA. No matter who it implicates and no matter who it exonerates. Now he want to throw that little extra piece in there. He wasn't saying that at first. He wasn't saying that at first. You know what he gonna say in court? Well, I never accused anybody. I've always said from the beginning that wherever the evidence leads me, that's where I'm gonna go. Now, if it exonerates these boys, then it exonerates them. That ain't what you were saying in the beginning. That's not what you was implying in the beginning. Why are you trying to run game on us, Ben? Did Ben already get the paperwork from the lawsuits and the cease and desist? Now he's going to be careful every time he gets in front of a mic. Is he going to take precaution every time he gets in front of a mic now? Is he going to be, hesitant with his words every time he gets in front of a mic now? I bet you he will. He's going to think twice, maybe even 3 times before he gets up there and start spewing BS all over that mic. He's a liar. Ben Crump is a liar. Yeah, you're right. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. He done dug enough of a hole at this point where it may not be no more Ben Crump attorney at law. Ben Crump may end up being on a podcast. That's probably his best bet, to be honest with you. Just go into the podcast world and talk about cases. Because all of this other crap that you're doing, it ain't working. Now he want to CYA.
We stand for justice, no matter who it convicts or who it acquits.
He got lines now, don't he? He got lines now. No matter who it convicts or who it acquits. Who he think he is, Johnny Cochran all of a sudden? Now he Johnny Cochran. Now he Johnny Cochran. He trying to have punchlines, catchphrases. Man, we ain't buying this crap, bro. You done lied to people. You done led folks astray, run amok, bamboozled, hoodwinked. You got people's emotions running wild. You got false narratives pushed against people who you don't even have no evidence if they did it or not. And honestly, if he wanted to defend Nolan, he could have still put this stuff. He could have put the same information that he had out there. Well, we're hearing that this happened and that happened, but I want to let y'all, this doesn't mean that these guys were involved. He could have been said all of this. Now I'm getting information about this, but his friends, they said that they were involved, but this does not mean that they were involved. This does not mean that they were there at the time of him passing away. Bro. Hey, Ben Crump something else. He got that cease and desist right before he went on stage, and his attorneys or his counsel or other people that he works with was like, hey, when you go up there, make sure you say this and say that, and make sure not to imply anything. We have to be very careful. Okay, all right.
And we stand for transparency. So everybody can see. And that's all we want. We want answers. We're not casting aspersions on anybody. We are saying that we want to make sure.
This is my first time hearing. I haven't even listened that far. He got that letter. He is definitely covering his ass. Bro. The backpedaling he's doing is something else right now.
Everybody who is remotely involved has the questions answered to make sure we have a full and fair and impartial and transparent investigation. And is that too much to ask for these broken-hearted parents? Is that too much to ask? That's all. If it was your child, wouldn't you want the same thing? And I get it. They're attacking me. They're attacking Reverend Al. They're attacking the parents of Nolan Wells. We don't care about those distractions. We ain't no ways tired. We are completely focused. Completely laser focused on getting to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us, God. And so the threats, the attacks mean nothing to us. We will not be deterred. Look into our eyes. We're going to get to the truth. I am so grateful to Mr. Byron Allen for donating $100,000 to the GoFundMe so we can help get the best experts in the world. I am thankful to Reverend Al Sharpton. I am thankful to Mr. Tyler Perry. I'm thankful to Mr. Terrell Owens. I am very thankful to everybody who did not think it robbery to say, what can we do to help people get to the truth and call in to the tip line so we can help not only Nolan Wells' family, but we can help Daniel Urban's family, and we can help Tyler Smith's family as well. Everybody on social media, please continue to ask questions. Please continue to share photographs, share videos. It all helps us solve this potential of what.
Oh, God, no. Don't share no videos with Ben Crump. If you got evidence, just send it to the police or talk to talk to his, just go to his family. I mean, I don't even really advise that, but just bypass Ben Crump. Just don't give no evidence to just stay away from Ben Crump. Just stay away from him. Just stay away from him. Ben Crump, hey, this sounds like a whole new press conference from Ben. This is funny. I gotta tell y'all, this is funny. This is funny. Dude backtracking. But I know why he backtracking. He don't want to come up off that bread. He know it ain't gonna be no more Ben Crump attorney at law. And I know how he was feeling. He was feeling when that cease and desist hit his desk. This is how Ben Crump was feeling.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. Shoe program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this piece. You'll never see the light of who the fuck you think you fucking with. I'm the police. I run shit here. You just live here.
You think you can do this to me? I have all you playing basketball in Pelican Bay. Shoot program. Ben Crump something else, y'all. Now I'm going to continue. See how much longer before I cut this off. I'm going to get back to the article that I was reading about. The father of one of Nolan Wells' friends said that they're suing Ben Crump for defamation. And then I'm going to get to the other article where his friend Bart Edmiston Jr. sent him a cease and desist. Well, not him, but sent a cease and desist to a social media user. It accuses of spreading false claims linking Edmiston to Wells' death. So not only is Ben Crump catching this, but other influencers or social media people who are pushing false narratives or lies or something like that. You're going to start, I think a lot of people online are going to start to get these letters from some of these people. Now that I'm thinking about it. I think a lot of people are going to start to get these letters. And this is why the last few cases that I've talked about, I only reported on things that I saw online, like the news articles or from like straight sources, because this is going to be a thing in the future. They're going to start going after social media presences. You're going to get sued. Your pages are going to get shut down, and we may never see you again. So if you want to be this YouTuber or this social media person that does all this speculation and lying on people or trying to spin topics and narratives to make it seem like the person did something when they really didn't, or I bet you even to make your YouTube thumbnails make it seem as if somebody did something that they really didn't do, I think even that is going to cause you a lot of trouble. Right now they call it's clickbait. Oh, he just made a post. Look at the thumbnail. Looks like, so and so did something. Okay, but somebody's going to screen capture that and they're going to show that in court, and that's going to be defamation. Now, I may be wrong about that, but I think that's where we're headed. I think a lot of this internet stuff is going to get shut down. And they're going to start with people like Ben.
Happened to Nolan Wells. I mean, it's so important.
Also, make sure y'all hit the like button for me. I appreciate that as well. Everybody who's watching the show, if y'all enjoying the show, make sure y'all hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel and you like the show, also hit the subscribe button. I appreciate all that. Appreciate y'all. Let's go.
Somebody saw something. Somebody knows something. As Christine and Elmore have said, if you're really Nolan's friend, you know in your heart of hearts that if the roles were reversed, that Nolan would say something. He would call and tell what he saw. And so that's all they're asking. Do for Nolan what he would have done for you. Do for Nolan what he would have done for you. Do for Nolan what he would have done for you.
And his friends are. They ain't lying. This could have been a whole nother party that may have been involved in Nolan Wells' demise. Literally. Officer Tatum was telling you about text messages from other people saying that they saw something else that was definitely going on after the boys left. Even the girl, at one point, drugs and alcohol. But let me go back to this article. Who keep messaging me? Says the Hudson is the father. This is the father. Says he also blasted Reverend Al Sharpton, whose National Action Network is standing with Wells' family as they carry out a private investigation into the teen's death. Sharpton's involvement is 100% correlated with the fact that we have midterm elections coming up, Ben Hudson said. Damn, I hate that keep popping up. My family, the Wells Wansley family, and the families of all of these other kids are being used by people like Al Sharpton and Ben Crump and news outlets as political pawns to win some kind of political favor for the midterms. Thousands of credible death threats and hate messages have been sent to Hudson's family, he claimed, including what he says was a picture of the mother of his wife, Jackson County Chancery Court Judge Ashley Cole, with the comment saying, "I hope you all die." You see what this does when you don't even have confirmation of evidence, you just put out stuff. Damn it. And you just put out stuff about people that you don't have no evidence of, especially as an attorney, somebody who people trust. Because if they hear it from you, then a lot of people are going to believe it. Just like when people hear stuff from the president, they're going to believe it. When people hear stuff from a teacher, they're going to believe it. When people hear stuff from a police officer, they're going to believe it. They're going to get the benefit of the doubt beyond anybody else. If I say something versus what Ben Crump says, the majority of people are going to listen to Ben Crump. He's an attorney. I could be right and he could be wrong. But he has more credibility because he's gone to college. He's had cases. He's been in courtrooms. He's dealt with different types of people. And that's understandable. I wouldn't even be mad at somebody for that. That's just logical. But Ben Crump is just slandering people. He's defaming people without any evidence whatsoever. Just saying whatever. Like literally copying someone's post and putting it on his page as if it's facts. That is dangerous. Now you got the family receiving death threats. Somebody said, "I hope you all die." Think about that. Somebody wishing death on you and wanting you to die, and you had nothing to do with it. You could have been out of the country. He says the amount of hate we've received is just disgusting. Hudson said that on the day of Wells' funeral, July the 20th, he, his wife, and son, Warren, all received letters from a law firm also representing the dead youngster's parents, warning them that litigation was reasonably anticipated. The letter from Mississippi-based litigation attorney Gary Bufkin, obtained by the Post, warned them against destruction or failure to preserve evidence. So yeah, they sent them this letter. Told them to preserve evidence, don't try to delete nothing or anything like that. And why would they do that? Because they think that they had something to do with it. Wells' funeral at Centerpoint Church in his hometown of Ocean Springs, Mississippi, was officiated by the Reverend Sharpton, with friends who had been with him on Horn Island not in attendance. Sharpton got loud cheers as he announced a reward for any information that leads to an arrest and conviction in the case, which has since reached $125,000 with funding from NFL Hall of Famer Terrell Owens and filmmaker Tyler Perry. Ben Hudson has similarly offered a separate $50,000 reward. So I guess the friend's dad even offered $50,000 reward to find out who may have harmed Nolan Wells. Does that sound like a guilty person? I didn't know that. It says, meanwhile, Crump led mourners in chants of justice for Nolan Wells and Nolan Life Matters. I was very disappointed that they turned the funeral into a political rally, Ben Hudson said. How would our children ever be able to attend when they put out a $100,000 bounty alleging that my son and his friends had murdered their best friends? Now, did I not say that when I first was sitting on this stream and we was listening to that? I said, that's what it sounds like, a bounty. And it sounded like you're already making it seem as if those boys had something to do with it. It 100% sounded like that. So for him to say that just confirms my thoughts. Yes, and please, y'all, make sure y'all get them likes up. We only got 18 likes. There's 200-something people in here. I know at least 50 of y'all actually like the show. Just hit the like button. That's all I ask. I'm not on her. Donate. Buy me a coffee. Can't even get a like. A brother can't even get a like. Man.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
My son is 19. He's trying to grieve the death of his friend. Meanwhile, he's getting death threats and he's called a racist and a murderer. And the truth couldn't be further from that. Asked by the Post about Ben Hudson's comments at a press conference held Thursday at the National Urban League's annual conference in Nashville, Tennessee, Crump said he was aware of Hudson's intentions to sue for defamation. Okay, now that makes sense. It's a distraction. We're not distracted by it at all, he said. It's about getting to the truth. That's what we want, and that's what we're focused on. That's why his tune has changed in this press conference that I just played for y'all. Because he did get it. See, and this is why I actually like sometimes when I'm either watching a clip or reading something to not fully go into it, because I want to have a visceral reaction. And then once I read along more or when I watch a video more, things are confirmed about my thinking. Because I feel like if I watch it all the way through or if I read it all the way through sometimes, then I'll have a biased opinion. I'll be leaning to whatever side the article takes me or leaning to whatever side the video takes me. So I try to kind of get a gist of something, come to my own conclusions, maybe go through some more evidence or something and say, okay, this is what I think. Okay, now let me watch the video. Now let me read the article. Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. He says, it's about getting to the truth. That's what we want, and that's what we're focused on. We haven't done anything other than ask questions to get to the truth. The Reverend Sharpton denied turning Wells' funeral into a political rally, putting a bounty on his friend's head with the reward offered, or that National Action Network's involvement had anything to do with the midterm elections. I don't see how I turned the funeral into a political rally, he said. We never discussed politics. He also said the description of the reward offered as a bounty was an overreach at best, and that he didn't even know Warren Hudson's name until the Post reached out to him asking for comment. Of course he didn't know Warren Hudson's name because he didn't care. All he knew was that Warren Hudson and the other friends were white. That's all he cared about. That's all he cared about. Everybody else was white. So therefore, they're guilty. Therefore, we got a bounty. I want to give a reward. Well, I want to give a reward leading to an arrest. Now, if you want to give a reward leading to an arrest, then you think something happened to him nefarious. So why would you say that? Or why would you throw that out there at a funeral? And you did politicize his funeral just by the things that you've said and done. The implications. I mean, I guess for some reason, a lot of people think that folks can't read between the lines. Like a lot of us aren't as versed as they are in politics, or maybe we all haven't had a certain level of education as them. But that doesn't mean people are slow. That doesn't mean people are dumb. Just like a lot of times people think that everybody from the South is slow and dumb just by the way that we talk. And then you'll realize that a lot of these people down here in the South ain't slow. They ain't dumb. Probably some of the smartest people that you ever met. Of course, some of them probably didn't go to school. Some of them probably didn't finish. But they could teach you something or show you something that you never knew. And you like, how do you know that? Well, I've done this my whole life. Or my dad showed me. Or I'm a self-learner. I have, my autodidactic skills are great. I can read a book. I may sound like this, He says, I've been very careful to say that we shouldn't prejudge it as racist, but they should not prejudge it as not racist until the investigations are over. Yeah, but that's what he was saying, that he was kind of covering his ASS with that too. Because people on the other side wasn't saying that. Only him. Only y'all was making it out to be a race issue. Y'all immediately jumped on that as a race issue from the very beginning. Here's the other article. This is the guy Bart Edmiston Jr. Says the family of Bart Edmiston Jr., one of Nolan Wells' friends, has sent a cease and desist letter to a social media user it accuses of spreading false claims linking Edmiston to Wells. The legal letter demands the user stop publishing statements that allegedly identify Edmiston as a suspect, accuse him of causing or contributing to Wells' death, or claim he participated in a cover-up. It also instructs the user to preserve posts, messages, videos, photographs, and other potential evidence in anticipation of possible litigation. In a separate statement released Wednesday, the Edmiston family said the letter is the first legal action and it has taken in response to what it describes as an online campaign of defamation, doxing, and threats. The family said the user shared photographs of its home, its address, land records, and employment information while making unsupported allegations about Edmiston. Now, if you don't think that's going to land you in a world of trouble, I don't know what is. As much as you sit online and think you this gumshoe, some type of, internet journalist, internet detective, you cannot put people's information out there as far as their address like that. Their place of employment, land records. I mean, anybody in their right mind would think that that would be insane to do. Like, I would automatically see that information if somebody gave it to me and knew, man, I'm not about to share this on my live. I'm not about to repost this or retweet this or put this on my Instagram. You know how some things just inside of you, you know it's not right and you just don't even do it? Like something is telling you without you having no knowledge about it, you just know. Lejeune Norton says can't hit the link, is not highlighted. Okay, hold on. I tell you what. I'll put it in the description. Let me put it in the description. Let me put the link in the description. Hang on, y'all. I gotta put it in the description. All right, so yeah, if you want to join the show, I put the link in the description. If you don't see it, you may have to refresh the page. Where was I at? The family says Edmiston has never been identified as a suspect in Wells' death. According to the statement, Edmiston fully cooperated with investigators after Wells disappeared following a July the 4th boating trip to Horn Island. The family said he sat for interviews, answered investigators' questions, allowed his phone to be viewed, and provided photographs and videos from that day. So he's somebody who says that he cooperated, he wasn't hiding evidence. So for the most part, the majority of the time when cops interact with people who don't withhold back anything, they tell the truth, whether they did something wrong at the party or whatever it is, but they weren't involved, they're more believable. You have more credibility with these folks. The folks who hide evidence or try to be uncooperative, those are the people who they're suspicious of. But he says that he was very cooperative. He showed him his phone, pictures, other evidence, videos, even answered questions. And then you have social media people running around making these claims about this individual and then putting all of their information out there. And that is essentially a tactic to make people want to attack these people or go after them or harm them. Because let's not try to act like that's not a part of what some of these social media influencers do. Some of these ones who are about, we're going to uncover the evidence, and I've been looking into this, and I've been to this guy's page, and I talked to those people. Sometimes, if you really pay attention, they are doing what they call a call to action. They want somebody to go over there and do harm to them. That way they can, well, I didn't have no knowledge of that. I never would have thought that somebody would actually go over there, and they'll get on their channel and say, I never encouraged violence. But essentially that's what they want, because also it's going to bring them more content. And we got to realize that about a lot of these people online now, they love content. I come on here and do content, but I'm not going to do that content at the expense of someone's life. I'm not going to just embellish a story or put someone's information out there for content, knowing that on the back end it could cost them their life. It could, it could put their family members in danger. I won't do something like that. But a lot of these content creators, they definitely do that. And I'm telling you, I know 100% because I'm on Twitter Spaces. People will put out your content, your information, and rile you up to fight another individual who is in Twitter Spaces talking. Somebody that you don't know, somebody that you don't see, you only talk to on the internet. They'll put a battery in your back so that you can go meet this person, and then hopefully, honestly, they hoping that one of y'all gets shot. Because you know what the first thing they're going to do is come back to the internet and open up a Twitter space and label it so-and-so gets shot. And they're going to talk about it for days and days and days, hoping that they get a lot of clicks and views. And next thing you know, they got a fat check from Twitter or a YouTube. The link, Lejeune, I put the link in the description. The link is in the description. You may have to refresh the page. If you don't see it, you may have to refresh it. But it's at the top of the description. It's at the very top. Like I literally just put it in there a few minutes ago. It says join show here. Let me check it on my phone. I know I put it in there. Oh, somebody just sent me some money. I know I just put it in there. I hate this update. Yeah, it's in the description. All you gotta do is click on the description of the show, and it's right there, literally. You say you watch way too much YouTube. Yeah, just stick to YouTube. If your heart ain't in it, if you ain't got enough to stomach some craziness, don't even go over there. Say you never heard a case that involved Ben Crump and Mississippi ever been solved, and you from Mississippi, Lejeune. It can't be on the vertical. I just looked on the landscape. That's the one I looked at. I put it on both. I literally just went to it. Here go, look. It's the landscape. Now I click on the description, and it's right there at the top. Join the show here. You see that? Damn. You see it? It says join the show here with a link. This StreamYard. And this is on the landscape. It's not on the just on the vertical. You in Virginia? Say it's no drama. Well, it's you know why it's no drama on Facebook. I'm just gonna be. It's a lot of old people on Facebook now. Everybody that got off Facebook. Ruby Colvin. I got off Facebook a long time. I got a page on there, but I don't ever get on Facebook. Once my grandma and my auntie and my daddy and them and my uncle and all of these people who are my relatives started sending me these friend requests, I got the hell off of Facebook. There was no point of me being on there. I was like, oh, that's it. No more Facebook for me. As soon as my grandma was laying in her bed with her robe on and she sent me a friend request, man. I said, it's time for me to go. And then my auntie sent me a friend request she had on her church outfit.
What the? Oh shit!
And then my overweight uncle with his extra large suit sent me a friend request looking crazy.
Nah, nah, cause, nah.
And then what topped it off, I started having my little cousin. Like, how did you even get a phone? You sending me this stuff?
Damn. It's a bunch of bull. Yeah, it is.
I said, time to go. Gotta go. And then I think I was off. I think I was just on Instagram, but Instagram has always been boring to me. But a lot of people like Instagram. I just don't see any. I don't know. I like to go to Twitter where you can either talk to people or interact with people more. Instagram just seems like it's just for beautiful people. It's like if you ain't pretty, then people they're not gonna watch your videos. They're not gonna watch you. They're not gonna do nothing. You have to be some extremely beautiful person for anybody to really like listen. I don't know. Or you got some skits or something. So I just that never interests me. And TikTok, it was just too much. I was like, that's some kid stuff. Then I migrated to Twitter. I've been on Twitter for years. even with all that foolishness. Yeah, Facebook, they been banning. They was banning people, but not as much as they used to. Yeah, some people are on every platform. I'm on every platform. I'm not gonna lie. I broadcast to like 5 platforms. I put a lot of videos on all of them. But I mean, it be times where I just won't even push it on Facebook. I just be like, man, I'm not even gonna add this shit to Facebook. I don't even care, even though I need to. So yeah, I don't know if LeJune want to come up here. I was trying to wait on her. She says that's exactly what I said. The case in Laurel, the case where the bodies was behind Rankin County, all the inmates that had been deceased in Parchman, Mississippi, is one of the most corrupt states. So you love X. Oh, you can't see the link because you got an Android? Really? Is that what it is? That's crazy. I've been suspended and warned, and I don't even have a channel or vids on YouTube. Yeah, this AI has been getting out of control though. That's crazy that you can't see the link because you got an Android. They even do some weird stuff for Twitter people on with Androids. There's certain things they can't even do that iPhone people can do on Twitter, which is strange because you would think that that wouldn't even matter. Say it's the way your live is set up. How you watch? Oh, you on the vertical view. I got two views. If you just go to my page, try to click on the other one where it's the landscape and see if you can click on it then. That's probably why. It's hard to get to the description when you're on the vertical. If you just click on my picture, click on my avatar, my picture, and then go over to where it says live, and you should be able to see it's two of the same ones. And one of them you can tell it's a vertical, and the other one you can tell that it's a landscape. Click on that one, and that one only got 6 likes. It says right now. It says 19 views, 6 likes, and the vertical one that you own says it has 401 views and 31 likes. So if you click on the other one, it's easier to get to the description on there. There goes some more from Edmiston. He says the family also said Edmiston allowed law enforcement to inspect his boat and GPS device and gave investigators a list of potential witnesses. That alone would piss me off as well, because I would be like, look, bro, how am I involved? I gave them my GPS to my boat. I let them inspect my boat. I gave them my phone, pictures, videos, and I answer questions. How is it that I'm doing something wrong here? Because I'm not. Is that you, LeJune? Can you hear me, LeJune? Can you hear me, LeJune? Says you authenticated with YouTube. Can you hear me, LeJune? Private chat. You can? You want to speak? You got a camera? Well, you gotta let me, you gotta say something. I can hear you. They can't hear you, but I can hear you. I want to make sure you legit before I put you up on my screen. I can hear you. They can't hear you. Are you talking? Okay, you're on there twice now. Now I see you on there twice. All right. Can you hear me? I don't know why you're on here twice. All right, look, check this out. I'm gonna throw you up there real quick. I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna see what's going on. All right, go for it. Go for it. I can hear you. You on the screen now. Now you up here twice again. Wait a minute. Go for it.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hi. Oh, it keep kicking me out. StreamYard does that sometimes. I don't know why. How you doing? Hello,
How
chat.
you doing?
How are
How
you?
you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I was sitting back listening for a while. I never ever spoke on this case. And when people started saying that, okay, now he sent paperwork over to when they said that the Crump associate sent paperwork over to Miss Ashley's office and her colleagues, I knew it was gonna come back with some type of retaliation from Ashley and her. And let me tell you something. Me being with alongside with Ben Crump being alone on this case, I completely object to that because of the experience with Ben Crump, things I know about Ben Crump, and how he get publicity of torment or tortured families that done been through these type of unfortunate incidents and nothing never come
Do you know Ben Crump
unresolved.
personally? Or you know somebody close to Ben Crump?
I know that he have not worked with him personally. No, I haven't. So allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, from experiencing and knowing stuff about him, mostly a lot of cases in Mississippi, um, that they never been resolved. Once Ben Crump announces in publicly announced that he's the attorney, and everything go up on the table, like you know what I'm saying. And these people be out here, and the family still be out here looking for answers and crying. I don't myself would suggest Ben Crump because to me, personally, I'm seeing this. He's a plant. I just believe that he does that to say, well, being Crump the best. When you show me being Crump don't solve some take cases in Mississippi that we know that he had got every detail to and then inform the family and the case wasn't resolved, then you come scream Big Crump. I can't stand when people go around here and they idolize this man that have shown no proof of him solving one case in the state of Mississippi.
Now, I totally agree with you on that. And don't you feel, well, I won't lead you, but do you feel like he is simply using these cases either for money or just
Yes,
to keep his name out there? And he
robbery,
also
just to
wants to
keep it.
be a civil rights leader. That's what he wants to, like the new
No,
MLK or something like that.
no. He already could win that trajectory and being a civil rights leader because people appraise him for doing nothing. People praise him for sitting up here putting words together, maybe
All right,
using the
I'm
right
gonna stop. I'm gonna stop
terminology.
you again. I'm sorry, LeJohn. I'm gonna stop you again. Let me ask you this: why do you think that black people constantly let Ben Crump lead
Mislead them.
us? Yeah, mislead us. Mislead us. You're right.
Mislead them because he gets on there and he demands. And that's an intimidation tactic that he used towards them, other side of the spectrum people, to get them to get in their back pockets. It's so like if people is not woke. I'm the type of person, and let me tell you one thing. Start with a word person. I pay attention to your actions and not everything you say. That's one thing about me. That's how I move. You can get up there and make it look dramatic, theatrical, be all this and that, and you know, just be great acting as being cunning, and it make a spectacle of people that really being tortured and going through some type of grievancy
Because you
with
see,
their family.
once the cases get to a point where what he has stated can't be proven or what he has said isn't factual, you kind of the
No,
cases kind of like disappear and he disappears and he just moves on to the next case.
yeah, but you got to move on to the next case, right? And being factual. But when he gets up there and he does prove, let me tell you, he proves. He said the right thing to make people do their own investigation, and they do it. But let me tell you something, the case don't move forward without him because it's some type of underhanded, undermining stuff going up on the table. He do prove. When I tell you this Nolan Well case, to me, regardless of what you say, because I'm the person that deal with facts and I'm a critical thinker. One thing about me, I'm a critical thinker. And I know how to put two and two together without being influenced by anybody. I'm a free thinker. When I use my intellectual knowledge and my conscious mind to be able to solve a case, and I'm at home, I know he got damn close to that case. Excuse my language. And it disappears and it goes away. He does that because he do not want to do all the work. He done laid out the blueprint for everyone else to do it. But you don't understand what I'm saying. Once they do the work, yeah, it's a grift. So then he can come at the other spectrum with, on the slick side in private, we got it where we want it. Y'all want me to disappear, I disappear and let it go up on the ground. And this case go on, something else happen, black people, get Ben Crump. It ain't even been resolved. Yay, Ben Crump. These people, I still want to know what happened to my child. You understand what I'm saying?
I've said there's no reason for anybody to keep calling Ben Crump. There are so many other attorneys out there, let alone there are other people who can actually get to the bottom of your child's case, your child's disappearance, your child's murder, or whatever happened to one of your family members. There are tons of people out here who can actually help you and do a way better job than Ben, because Ben is only going to come along only to, let's go out here and do a press conference. I'm going to have you standing next to me while you cry, and then I'm going to spew out a bunch of things that are non-factual and make the public believe that something nefarious happened to him so that we can get you GoFundMe money, we can get you all of these donations, and then I'll get a little bit on the back end, and whenever we get to either it's resolved or not resolved, either way, you got your money, I got my money, and I'm gone. That's how he play in the game.
Most of the cases that be resolved, now when he went and did that Laura case, That was the guy who went out to work, got lost, went to the police station. They seen him going past the other side of the spectrum houses out on their land. After he left the police station by the deer camp on camera, doing the deer camp sighting, naked, running from them. And they had the other spectrum running behind him. I'm from Mississippi. And money ruled everything with them people. Everything. Even insurance claims with kids and family members. Everything. And that's one thing that I know about Mississippi. To me, I deal in a world of reality. What's real in your eyes might not be real in my eyes. What real in my eyes might not be real in your eyes. I live in a land of reality.
Let me ask you this, because you in the South, I'm in the South too with you. So simply because you live in Mississippi, I live in Texas.
No, I don't live in Mississippi anymore.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No.
Well, you from Mississippi, right?
Yes, I stayed in Mississippi my whole life.
Okay. Well, just because we're from these areas that most people deem to be racist, or these Southern, these Ku Klux Klan states and all of this stuff, right? If you have interactions with somebody from another race, specifically white people, does that necessarily mean that something bad happened if somebody died? Does that necessarily... Now, we know, I'm not saying that there aren't cases where stuff like this has happened. I'm just saying, does that automatically mean that the white people that you were with did something to you?
Let me tell you something. If Bill Crump get in it, the case is worth the money. He's not going to get in no case not worth the money. I'm going to say every case like that. But if Ben Crump get in it, this case worth the money because he already know that they done something to him.
So you think these white boys did something to him, his friends?
To me, allegedly, my personal opinion, because it's my opinion. Yeah, I don't call nobody my friend that do something to me. First of all, let me stop right there. You do something to me, you're not my friend. So I'm not going to call them their friend. Do I think to believe? Do I kind of sort of believe they did? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
What have you heard from this case that leads you to believe that they did something to him?
That auto call, the missing neck, the missing throat, and the missing injury. That's what I look at. I look at what can be evidence in court that can be admissible, not hearsay. So I want you to know, I keep on, want you to pick up on my type of analog and my type of algorithm that it'll specify what type of person I am. So from my personal persona, yes. I didn't take the hearsay.
So,
but when I did listen at the guy interview, you got to look at the way that he said things, then it come back, did not add up. He said portion of the truth. See, one thing you got to know is be careful of what you say, how you say it, when you speak it, because sometimes you can give yourself away. The way you talking. If I find something in the sentence in this guy's interview or what he said about what happened and how it happened, if I find any discrepancy in that, it's not adding up. He's questionable.
Let me ask you this. From his point of view, he had his autopsy done by his medical examiner that they paid for, and they said that a portion of the throat was missing, but that portion of the throat that the medical examiner still has is more than likely undergoing tests. So he put that out there.
It don't take that long to conclude. Let me tell you something.
You have to realize
CTIs in laboratories, CTIs in laboratory scanners do not take that long to run tests.
That's not how it works. It's not about how long these tests take. It's about them putting out information to the public before they need to. You don't, when you get information, you don't, as an investigator, they don't immediately put it out there because they may still be talking to people. They may still be interviewing other different folks. They may have other information that they need to go over. And if you put something out there and you haven't interviewed somebody that may be related to the case, now that person has this information. Now they can change their story or change the way that things happen. So when they get interviewed, everything is all messed up now. So I think
I understand that.
that definitely threw a lot of people off because I don't agree with that. I think that these kids, his friends had nothing to do with it. Now maybe something else happened after the friends was gone, but that particular set of friends, they've been too cooperative. They've given up evidence. This one guy, he said he showed him the boat GPS. You got the phone call where the boat was towed, and then you even have a picture of these people on the boat as it was being towed, and Nolan Wells' body was not on that boat, even though they claim that during the call that you could hear people screaming and hollering about Nolan's dead and all.
You could. Your analyst,
but you,
the
that,
thing
but
about
you
this,
couldn't.
you had a professional engineer analyst that really got her degree through the military. See, I don't want you to discredit what is factual either. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, the way you analyzing this is putting everything as a possibility. It's not the possibility. When it comes down to what you just said right here, that phone call, his throat. Let me tell you something. If I'm demanding my child and I don't hire an attorney, retain an attorney, even if it don't go confidential, I have every right to that first autopsy of my child and where his body parts at. If he's not an organ donor, do not dispose nothing. I'm not knowing what's going on with it. She should have never been the mother, parents. See, I want to tell you, because I'm very receptive. I'm very receptive what you're saying. I'm very receptive information, but it's how you program that information to make you the type of person to analyze anything, to be able to know where, how, and what not to speak on. To me, details are very important to me.
But
details,
okay, Miss LeJune, but these are the details, Miss LeJune. When Ben Crump's medical examiner did his autopsy, the body, the organs were placed into a bag and put back into the body. They were not taken away. And all of this, the cutting open of the body and whatever they saw, that was because the medical examiner has basically first dibs to do research and to do tests and everything over the body. That's not uncommon. That's just not uncommon.
It's not uncommon. But and when I retain a lawyer and I want to set out certain specification to identify what you're saying to me to keep the parents from being in emotional distress and to keep me from worrying, because if my attorney signed said paper, we're going to keep it private until we're ready. You supposed to insist you do not hold them type of articles under your detainment of someone else when it involving a case where they haven't ruled out foul play just because you feel like the public do not have rights to it. That's not how it works. See, when you come into the grievances policy and the policy of law of that type of situation, you got to use legal enforcement to get these documents reprimanded in your hand. They're knowing what they're doing. Only way if the parents ain't got it, because being Crump, and I'm gonna put that in quotation, done got it, and he get paid up on the table, they probably wouldn't see it.
So you think that
but your
Ben Crump
attorney,
has quite possibly gotten it?
I do not put nothing past Ben Crump when it comes down to $1 in a case that he know he can beat. Yeah, let me say this. Let me say this. Strategic. Oh, God, we don't talk about how he moves strategically, right? You don't agree with me on that. We felt we was on the same page with that, right?
Say that again. What was the question? I'm sorry.
We don't talk about how Ben Crump moves strategically, right? We was on the same page
Right.
with that, right?
Right.
So my thing is some things you got to think outside the box. You got to be, more cognitive. More cognitive. You understand what I'm saying? What we don't know, we probably will never find out. I'm gonna put it just like that. When they got the case, only thing I ever said on this case, if y'all waiting on this case to be resolved by Ben Crump to the public and there ain't an arrest made, you'll be holding your breath. I meant that. I'm a type of person like to advocate. I love to advocate. And I hate injustices. But you got crooked and corrupt people that they condemn their kids for money. They don't care. It is that way. Just the hearts of people. And when I gave you in that chat 4 cases, I know that Ben Crump came out in the public and was there with the family with her arm around the mama crying, getting the tissue, wiping the eyes. You don't find bodies behind Rankin County Jail. Well, these people say, my son didn't come home. Well, we found out he was locked up. Oh, his body down there behind the jail a week later. That case right there, everyone know them people deserve their justice for that case. That case was over with before he got on there. Body behind the jail? Yeah, we going out here with the cameras, news people. We're showing the bodies behind the jail. Ben Crump was here in Mississippi the next day. Oh, you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I hear you.
Never heard of it. Disappeared. The Kenneth Jackson case in Valcosto, Georgia. 2 boys. Robert with 1. And I'm gonna let you know how detail is so important to me, because he was a good star player, a A student. So was Nolan Wells, who's a threat to be the #1 athlete of the team. He's gonna get all the recognition. He's gonna get all the scholarships. Oh, he's going somewhere.
All right. Let me see.
But thank you for having me.
Go ahead. Because I wanted to ask you one more question.
Okay, go ahead with the question, sweetheart. I got an open mind.
Okay. So you in agreements that you think that the boys did something to him, and you think
Yes,
that
I do.
you think that the county officials are withholding evidence as far as the toxicology and reports like that.
Oh, yeah.
So do you don't think that this stuff is normal procedure, and you just think that it's all nefarious? You think that it's all coordinated by the county and Ben Crump?
Well, I don't think it's coordinated by the county and Ben Crump. I'm not going to say that Ben Crump would say that something like that would happen. Well, he would want that something to happen to our young Black youth. I don't say that. I'm not going to say that. But when I say Mississippi, The civil rights leader, Emmett Till, my grandmother, who was Native American, my great grandmother, who was Native American, who got ran out of Vicksburg to Louisiana by the colonizers, not being racist at all. People who got their land stolen in Mississippi. People who got unalive for insurance money, for inheritance in Mississippi. People, if you ever go on one of the Mississippi audit page, Chad White, he locks them up all the time. He locks up the auditors and the members of council and the county people who steals money and embezzle and extort. Have him on his page. It's on Facebook. His name's Chad White. The judges, all this stuff right here are Southern satanic rituals. See, I don't want to go deep in that with you. So, do I believe that Bill Crump had any type of coordination with this or orchestration with this stuff going on? No, I don't. I believe he come in and he already know that this case is won by him, and he go and no arrests we made. He hold off and he let them get away with it, and they pay him up on the table. He go by his business in this case. And the people out there in the family still living in torture and grieving over there. We want answers. Y'all already know the answers. Divine spirits. We're divine people. We're spiritual people. Every last one of us, even if we on a dark level or on the soft node of being dark energies, we know.
All right. Well, I see your side. You know, me and you, we probably gonna agree to disagree. And
That's
it is
okay.
what it is.
And bless you,
It's
brother.
okay.
Bless you, my brother.
Oh yeah,
Always.
bless you too. No problem.
Thank you
And
for allowing me to come.
I appreciate you coming up here and talking to me.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You have a great day.
All right. You too.
Oh.
All right, y'all. Yeah, I appreciate her coming up here, having an open mind and listening to what I had to say. I listened to what she had to say. I didn't agree with everything that she had to say. I thought we was on the same page in the beginning, but she's one of those people who thinks that these boys had something to do with it, and that's where I don't. I think if anybody had something to do with it, it was outside of that initial friends party. I'm gonna roll with that, if anything. Talking about Ben Crump getting sued. He's got a case pending against him. What was it? The exact words. Hold on. I know it on top of my head. Defamation and slander. So Ben Crump is getting sued for defamation and slander. And then another internet personality who has been falsely claiming that this Ed Minston Jr. Fella, one of the friends, had something to do with it. He's been posting this guy's address, where he works, and other information about him. And he received a cease and desist, which is something that, he should abide by. So it's just going to get worse and worse. Let me see what else the article did say about it. This Ed Minston's family said Ed Minston piloted his own boat to and from Horn Island on July the 4th. It said he helped another boat that was experiencing mechanical problems by boarding it, removing its transom plug, and briefly towing it so accumulated water could drain. The family claims online speculation later turned Edmiston into a target. It said false accusations have been viewed and repeated by millions of people and have resulted in threats against his life. And I can see how that would happen, because people would online be like, well, who is this guy who helped tow the boat? Maybe he was involved in it. Maybe he was the guy who actually. I can just hear this person saying that BS right now. This is why he helped them tow the boat, to help them get rid of the evidence. Like, man. But really, that's another witness. Like, if they ask him, did you see Nolan on this boat that you towed? He's probably going to say no. But according to everybody who heard this audio, you could clearly hear it in the background. You could hear them talking about him dying. They couldn't have been talking about this bilge pump. They couldn't have been talking about anything else but Nolan. Even as you watch that video, you know what? It's one of those things where if you're listening to that audio and then you're reading the captions to it, it's going to make you think that's what you're actually hearing. Like, straight up. And that's, if you close your eyes, you're not hearing that. But it's going to make you think that. See, Doc, sure he's dead. He may have said, sure it's dead. Sure the pump is dead. But sure he's dead. How did they get to that? Is he dead? What if this female said, is it dead? Is he dead? Nolan! Does that sound like no? Close your eyes. Close your eyes and tell me if you hear this. Nolan. I didn't hear Nolan. I didn't hear that.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
If you reading that, like I'm saying, if you reading that, that's what it's gonna make you lead you to believe. And the picture is just, that's another thing. That's all you need to know. Like, this is a bunch of BS. Let me show y'all the picture. Here's the picture. No Nolan Wells. And is it a little video? There go a little video. Ain't no Nolan Wells on that boat. But they want you to believe that they done knocked him out. He's somewhere laying down on the boat. Everybody's in a panic. And it looked like old boy's on the phone right there. So, like I said, Ben Crump and others, they'll make you believe some stuff that's not necessarily there. They'll have you believe in things that didn't necessarily happen, all for the sake of him trying to run a narrative. But hey, look, it's time for me to go. I appreciate all of y'all who came through and watched the show. I appreciate y'all who enjoyed the show. If y'all did like the show and you haven't hit the like button yet, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed it as well, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Hit the like button and subscribe.
And I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace.